Hey there, welcome to Weird Little Indies. My name is Heckvetica. It's good to see you. Today we're talking about an indie demo that's garnered a lot of attention recently. It's a Megaman platformer that's leveraging nostalgia with some fresh gameplay ideas that are pretty cool. Do you think Gravity Circuit is going to hook the hearts of fans? Let's find out. Gravity Circuit is developed by Domesticated Ant Games, which is a small team out of Finland. On the Steam page, this is the description. Gravity Circuit is a flashy, action-packed 2D platformer in the spirit of console classics. Follow Kai, a lone operative war hero who harnesses the mysterious powers of the Gravity Circuit on an adventure in a post-apocalyptic world inhabited by sentient robots. The character you play is named Kai, and as they said, Kai is a lone operative. They were part of a team called the Gravity Corps, and a long time ago, the Gravity Corps helped with the robot uprising. Kai also does own a gravity circuit. I'm still not sure what that gravity circuit is. It didn't come up in the demo, or I missed it. If you know, comment down below. I'd love to know what the gravity circuit is or does. Kai has a grappling hook, and this can hit enemies from about a middle distance, kind of medium range. It can also hook enemies, so you can grab them up and throw them. You can hook to walls, and you can hook to ceilings, of course, and swing back and forth. It's really cool. It makes you feel amazing. Other things Kai can do is run and jump, just like any other platformer character. There's a slide, a dash. Also, Kai does have melee abilities that are up close, but no long-range weaponry like a gun. As well as all of the moves in the grappling hook, you've also got chips that you can swap in and out of Kai. Some of them make Kai do like a double jump or take less knockback from an enemy. As well, you've got special moves you can equip. Sometimes it's like a cyclone kick or like a really powerful punch. Think of those as like ultimate moves. You have to build up energy for those. Kai might be a robot, but he's certainly not the Blue Bomber Megaman himself. I want to say that Kai's gameplay with the grappling hook and the swappable chipset really do make it a different gameplay experience and maybe even more formidable. I like the idea of being able to grab enemies, throw them at each other, make them smash. It feels really good in game, especially when you hit a whole row of enemies and you just cause massive explosions. The levels and their bosses stick to really good themes. In the demo, you've got electricity and sort of a lava fire theme. In one, power beams shoot down and electrify the ground, while in another, you're hopping over lava pits and kind of dodging fireballs and falling molten lava. The design of the levels has really been impressive. There's a lot of secret areas, hidden civilians to find, little power-ups stashed away, as well as like areas where enemies chain up or where you can do really cool things with your grapple hook. I imagine once speedrunners get the hang of Kai, they're going to be grappling through levels very, very fast, and it's going to be a blast to watch. The enemies are diverse enough. I think that there's a lot of repeating enemies in the levels, but there's also some level-specific enemies that are really nice, and they're usually colored the same as the levels. They stick to sort of a monochromatic design. And I really like that monochromatic design that each enemy has. I think it's really cool, it's easy to recognize, so when you're running through, you don't get really mixed up, and that's an accessibility feature all in itself. As well, I like to see that there's a level difficulty swapper, so you could go to easy if you wanted, or normal. I'm sure there's going to be harder levels as we go, or at least I hope so. Outside of the demo, there's 8 boss robots, and there's going to be 12 levels total. But I do want to get into a little bit of a wish list I have for the game coming out. Now, just for the demo, every time I beat a boss, I understand it wasn't going to save anything. I would get their circuit of some kind, and I wouldn't get any kind of notification of what that collectible that each boss drops does. So I'm not really sure what that is, and I hope that they add something there. I'm sure they will, but it felt really weird and confusing because I would get to the end and I'm like, I don't know what this is, but I guess I'll take this piece of metal. Thanks. My next item is just a hope. So far they've done a great job of this, but I don't want to just see Mega Man levels in this game. Kai has a grappling hook mechanic. It's really cool. So what I hope they do is do something like Celeste, where the levels are really designed around the powers that Kai has. The grappling hook ability is really neat. There was one level where I just kind of hung on to a conveyor belt or a little platform with my grappling hook. I wasn't able to stand on top, and that kind of stuff is really cool. I want to see them go hog wild with that feature. My last wishlist item is to go ahead and start writing the story for Gravity Circuit 2. I want to play this, and then I want to play more. The levels seem kind of short, so I want more of it. Now, they don't have a website, they just have their Twitter, but they have been sharing a wealth of information, from music all the way down to different boss robot designs, the promo artwork, the concept artwork. My favorite part is the backgrounds. I think they're absolutely beautiful. The layering they've got and the colors they use really pop, and they look like they're right out of a 90s game, like a 90s Megaman game. They're very intricate and very detailed. If I could have them as a desktop wallpaper, I totally would. I would buy an art book. It's gorgeous. The promo art is also amazing, and I love the character designs. The robots look very, very different. Again, you have to look on Twitter to see really a scope of what all the robots look like. Stylistically, they stay the same, but they all look unique and different for whatever their purposes are. And some of those I can only guess. I do have one small nitpick, and then we'll move on to music, but Kai's legs just sort of end in little points, and he doesn't have feet, and I don't remember off the top of my head if any of the other robots have feet. It just sort of seems like I always see them from the waist up on promo art, but Kai's promo art, they're little tiny toothpick legs, and I don't know why it bothers me, and okay, now it sounds weird, so let's just move on. Alright, we'll move on to music now, and I gotta tell you that the chiptunes this game provides sets the perfect tone and complements the art and the level design amazingly well. Some spots in these levels are very difficult, and the constant bass and drums in my ears just kept pushing me forward. There were times where I was frustrated, but the music really kind of tampered that down a bit. I love music like this, and I think that it's a big help when playing these sort of games. A lot of the music here reminds me of things like Street Fighter, Sonic, back in like the 2D days of Sonic with like Chemical Plant Zone. It also reminds me a lot of Mega Man, of course. I'll link Dominic Ninmark below, but on his YouTube, he's released some of the soundtrack, and I really love it. I have no doubt he's going to continue to produce wonderful pieces for this game and others that he works on. Okay, so how do we conclude this? I think if you're aware of Gravity Circuit, if you've played the demo or been watching it, then I think you already 100% know if you're going to like it or not. If you like Mega Man, if you like platformers, you're probably really into it. I don't know that this game is going to have a middle ground of players that go, it's alright. I think you're either going to love it or you're not going to care about it. I'm trying to think if this game will bring new fans to the genre though. And I think if the level design is smart and you use the grappling hook concept well, I think the precision platformers might be interested in this. The people who do those really hard Mario Maker levels, I think they'll be into it. I also think a lot of speedrunners are going to be into this game. If things go well, I think this is going to become a cult classic for sure. So to wrap this up, Gravity Circuit is coming out this year. It'll be out for PC, Switch, PS3, and PS4, according to the developer's Twitter account. I'll link all the information below. Thanks again for hanging out with me today and looking at another indie demo. I want to keep Weird Little Indies to reviewing demos of games that have yet to come out, and I want to focus on early development, but we may break that occasionally. I'm still learning a lot. If you like what you see though, I would love if you click the thumbs up or subscribe to the channel, and as always, leave a comment if you have any thoughts. We'll see you next week on Weird Little Indies. Goodbye.